All right, folks, one of the things we like to do at the end of the show is just take a couple quick minutes to go through some questions on the live board, because we do this show live every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a lot of people have been firing questions on the chat board. Chrissa Lee is the gatekeeper of all things to the chat board. So Chrissa Lee, let's fire off some questions from there.
Tess Marshall wants to know, Divergent, have you heard any buzz? Is this the next big young adult franchise?
Okay, I haven't seen it. But if anything, what was that last young adult vampire werewolf thing that was just out?
Well, Vampire Academy is coming out.
Oh, Mortal Instruments.
Mortal Instruments.
Oh, yeah.
City of Junk.
Not as a commentary on the movie, but I think people are kind of twilighted, and the host was a big flop.
Oh, huge flop.
And then, you know, Mortal Instruments was a big flop. I got a feeling people are kind of twilighted out. And that's what this has the feel of.
Don't tell Vampire Academy that.
It might be great, and I got a feeling Vampire Academy ain't going to do so well either. But we can hope that it's going to be awesome, and that'll do wonderful. I just don't know. I got a feeling it's not going to perform well. I hope it does. I want to see a great film. Whenever I walk into a movie, some people hope movies are terrible. That's stupid. Why would you want to have 2 hours of your life wasted?
I want to waste 2 hours of my life.
No matter how good or bad I think a movie's going to be, I always go in hoping it's going to be awesome. Because I want to be entertained. And maybe Divergent will be awesome. I just wonder about how people are going to respond to it. How do you guys see it?
I've heard the book's really great. I know our own Chrissa Lee read it and loved it. But, you know, it has a much more adult theme, even though it is young adult, and it's sci-fi, and it's dealing with, you know, separating people into different classes, which never works out. And like, I just think it has a lot of really interesting, relevant themes that are going to speak to a wider audience than just vampires and love triangles and this. So I think that if it ever had a shot to succeed as the next young adult, you know, phenomenon at the box office, that this is a good one to give a run for its money, but we'll see.
What was the, it feels to me a little bit like the host, what was that Ethan Hawke film where you're at birth, you're divided into the classes? Gattaca, thank you. It feels like a mix of Gattaca and the host to me a little bit.
I liked Gattaca.
Yeah, me too.
I think if they market it right and play up the catching fire themes, the Hunger Game themes, and like less of the, you know, slappy, I'm a dazzling sparkle creature, which I don't think there's not that much.
No, that's not a part of it.
There's not monsters in it. But it definitely, when I saw the trailer, the newest trailer, it reminded me a little bit of Catching Fire.
Yeah.
A little bit
Rebellion.
of... Yeah, the Hunger Games in general, like the separation of...
But will that play against it? Will it play against it that trying to...
I think it's different enough that it's like, it's less so class struggle and more so genetic.
Yeah.
So when you mention the Gattaca, that's definitely a strong theme. If they're able to differentiate that for the young adult audience, like, this isn't the Hunger Games, this is actually genetics. And that's what we're dealing with this.
Chrissa Lee, you've read the book. How do you think people are going to respond to this when it comes out?
I actually have read all 3 books and loved them, and it is very Hunger Games-esque without the pageantry. So it's almost like a more serious side of what the Hunger Games could have been. And the lead is amazing, and I think Shailene Woodley is going to be great. So it has the potential of definitely being that next franchise if it's done well.
You're our young adult expert, Chrissa Lee, in the house.
All right, let's rapid fire a few more.
King Law, question: Is there a possibility that Bradley Cooper will be Doctor Strange rather than John Hamm? Because there's no way Bradley is just the voice of Rocket Raccoon.
It's possible he's just the voice of Rocket Raccoon. It's possible. But it's also possible he could be Doctor Strange. It's also possible he could be Wasp. It's also possible he could be the next Black Widow. It's possible. I mean, I've seen nothing to suggest that that's what's going to happen, but it is absolutely possible.
And they have more flexibility if they are just a voice, or Groot, or any of these other characters to show up as another character.
Because we know Vin Diesel's deal of being Groot is connected with him playing another character, but that doesn't necessarily mean the same thing's going to happen with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him play anything, but I'm glad that he's the voice of
Rocket. That's going to be cool.
All right.
Cheetah MJP5, do you think Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit was successful enough that we'll see more Jack Ryan movies with Chris Pine?
Nope.
No.
Cheetah MVP5. Cheetah MVP5.
Which is weird. I actually like the film. I like it.
I didn't see it.
I know Dennis thought it was okay. Dennis didn't love it, but Dennis thought it was okay. You saw it?
I thought it was fun, about what I expected, nothing magical about it, but I like the characters that Tom Clancy's created.
Yeah,
so.
but it underperformed.
Yeah.
So I think the Christopher Pine run as Jack Ryan is done.
I love the poster because they have like, Pine, and then they have the other characters, and then a little tiny Kenneth Branagh, and he's like, I wanted to write in, I directed this.
I
made this.
him.
Just the poster, I might have to
him.
buy it eventually.
And Kevin Costner, love that.
All right,
Kevin
what's next?
Clovey101 wants to know if we think the new Indiana Jones film will use time travel. That way we can have both Harrison Ford and a new Indiana Jones.
No, you can't. Unless you have a 30-year-old Harrison Ford, which there is not. And let's be clear here, there is nothing that has said definitively that there's going to be another Indiana Jones film. I actually don't think there is going to be until they reboot it. I think they'll reboot at some point, but I think the Harrison Ford run as Indiana Jones is done. A lot of people say otherwise, and so it's very possible it could. I just have a feeling it's not going to happen. Then again, I said for 5 years that Crystal Skull was never going to happen, and it did. So take that with a grain of salt.
They made Jeff Bridges 30 in Tron. Hey.
Yeah, yes, but I want to point this out to people. People always say, people think it's so easy, and I know you don't, but people think it's so easy. Oh, just digitally make them look younger.
No, I think it's creepy, to be
all
honest.
These emails I got from people when I said Denzel Washington can't be Green Lantern because he's just too old to. Oh, well, we'll just make him digitally young. Look, the Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart in that scene in X-Men. Remember, all the movement was this. Your daughter is very special. Oh, Charles, I like her.
You sound
and the
more
same
like
thing with
Austin
Jeff
Powers,
Bridges,
John.
yes. And then Jeff Bridges too. When Jeff Bridges when they digitally make it, it really limits what they can do.
It looked horrible. It's called
it's
called the uncanny valley, is what the actual term is, where it's like we're not able to make humans yet. We can make cars and boats and apes, and you'll believe that. But the minute you make it, try to add a human to us humans watching humans, we haven't broken that yet. So, and it's not there yet. So
just give us a cameo of Ford, and that's all we really need at this
I want
age,
Harrison Ford in a wheelchair. Shia LaBeouf can't be anywhere near this movie, and just a brand new cool story.
All right, what's next?
Christian films. Do you think we will see an Ocean's 14 movie, or could we see a reboot?
There's no reason not to.
It made money.
They all made money. All these guys legitimately like working together. I think it'd be a few more years off. I think they'd want to get older.
Sure.
And then so it kind of has a new kind of take on it. But I just don't see why not. All these guys, Cheadle's more popular than ever. Pitt's riding a big thing of success right now. Clooney, Damon. It's not like any of these guys have gone away.
Scott Conn.
So it sounds great.
Soderbergh could spin that into getting another cool independent movie. Hey, I'll do the Ocean's 14 if you let me do this cool movie.
I'm a sucker for heists, so I'm in. I love those kind of premise and stories.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.